Hi there, this is Madeline, and I thought a quick video as well as a handout might be helpful to you to summarize this proposed assessment cycle idea that we'll be voting on Tuesday the 8th. Again, what we've been doing, as you see, is we've focused our efforts on telling people how to gather course level SLO data, or just to gather it, not even really how. This tiny screenshot of our student learning outcomes page at the college website focuses on questions like how often do I gather data, how do I gather data, but when it comes to what am I doing it for, it's very much, whatever you like, which is not very satisfactory. Then you have to analyze the data in program review. The language of our current program review kind of implies, with terms like here in number 2, what do the course data reveal about students and identify trends? And here in number 3, what do assessment results reveal about student attainment of Gs? Kind of implies we've gathered so much data that we're seeing patterns. Now that isn't practical and it isn't real. There's no research question in that kind of database. You're just gathering data and the research will come out of the trends that you spot in the data. Very difficult to gather data like that. And that's why currently our SLO data is typically inconclusive, it's too varied to generalize from, and all these problems. It diverts attention from other issues, and it's not really how we go about improving student learning. So my proposed change is that instead of focusing on building a database out of student learning results, we focus on asking each department to do 2 things about student learning in a 2-year period and to document what they do. And by the way, we also offer them support to do these 2 things. What are the 2 things? The first thing that we need to do in each department is to assess student learning in our programs. Programs usually defined as degree or certificate, but actually I would add anytime you have a sequence of courses where you enter at one level and end up at another, like in ESL, say, that would count too. So in each case, you review language and alignment of course and program outcomes. That's something you're all doing this semester, including courses not in your discipline. It's very helpful in your, biology degree. You may find that one of the optional courses is from the business writing department and it's no longer offered, or it's changed. Or you may feel that your program has changed in emphasis to meet the needs of the AST, or just because faculty want to do different things with it. So it's really helpful, at least every 2 years, to review your program for currency. Is it still meeting the needs of the students and transfer institutions and workplace? For clarity, do the course outcomes really support the program outcomes? Is it clear what the purpose of this program is and that how students can get there? And cohesion, do the courses really all work together to get the students to that end result? So a worthwhile thing to do. The other thing, which is a little trickier, is to take a snapshot of student learning in your program. Trickier because we don't typically have exit exams, and we frequently don't have capstone courses. If you do have a capstone course, if you do have a final assignment or a final class that sums everything up, it's a lot easier. How well the student does in that course is how well they do in the program. But for a lot of our degrees and certificates, you have to be a bit inventive. But there are ways to take some snapshot of how well students are doing in the program. I would just add, by the way, there are some departments who don't offer a degree or certificate and who don't have sequenced courses, and in which case you can just look at how students are doing in the courses. Perhaps pick one course and look at how students are doing in the course, look at the learning outcomes, and that would satisfy your requirement. The second thing you should do, each of us in our departments, is to participate in at least one activity focused on improving student learning. This activity could be discipline specific, something in your discipline you want to make better. Maybe something revealed by what you found out when you looked at student learning overall in your department or in your discipline. Or it could be interdisciplinary. remember that the college and all of our courses really and student services support 6 core competencies. We're really general education providers with a specialty more than we are degree providers. And so your courses are supporting students' abilities to develop, effective communication skills or critical thinking or what have you. So at least one activity that helps you to figure out how to improve student learning in that more global way. And again, you document the results of what you do in program review. Now, this is the proposed language of program review, again, not yet adopted, but you'll see how these questions absolutely parallel the requirement for the assessment mandate, if you like. One question is, what did you get out of your course and program assessment? In effect, your discipline assessment. The other question is, what about general education? Now, I think that there may be times in a one-person department where you don't have time to do a general education activity because you're too busy improving some aspect of student learning in your discipline. It's perfectly okay to say so, I believe, in program review. But these do at least lay out the areas that you're going to talk about. As I say, we need to have workshops to support this, and here are some of the things we would do so that as you meet these mandates, you're doing it in flex activities, you're doing it with guidelines in your department meetings. It's not a ton of work on your own time. So what would this look like in practical terms? I wanted to make some examples. Here's an imaginary department with an imaginary teacher which offers 1 degree, and there's just 1 teacher. So in the 4-semester sequence, our teacher, she maybe takes 1 hour to review course outcomes, maybe improves the curriculum a little, tightens it up. She maybe then takes an hour or 2 in the fall to conduct a survey. That's one way to find out how students are doing in a program. Perhaps, as some teachers do already, she invites graduates of the program to come back and talk to current students and to give feedback on changes they'd like to see in the program to better help them transfer. But maybe everything's great. Maybe her graduate students say, no, your program's brilliant. And maybe the students all feel confident and indeed are doing well. And so the program upshot there is everything's fine. In 2020, perhaps in the spring, she might then join a panel of people discussing the critical thinking core competency and specifically looking at fake news. And this may generate an idea for an assignment or a collaboration. She might work with a science teacher, for instance, to create an interdisciplinary unit on bad science journalism and get students thinking about how to read reports of scientific studies. That'd be a very interesting application that would be useful for both of them. So that's the kind of upshot of that sort of activity. And then she would document this in program review. Here's another glimpse of what it might look like. You might be in a larger department, maybe with 5 or 6 faculty, with a couple of degrees and a lot of certificates. Well, here, because you've got to do these 2 broad things, you would probably want to pick one of your degrees. It would be a tall order to do all your degrees and certificates at once. So I'd pick the most popular one. Here's another approach you might use. Use a rubric that aligns with the program outcomes, but use that to grade the final assignment in the most senior, highest level course. If that fits the way your program is arranged, that's a good way to gauge student learning in the program. And maybe in this case, you discussing the results, you realize, oh my God, there's one area that students really are weak in. And so you spend, a flex day discussing this. Maybe that's a couple of hours there. In fall, maybe a couple of faculty take another flex day to think of ways to perhaps research why students are having trouble in this area, or if you've got a pretty good idea, research ways to improve it and propose them to the department. But maybe, because there are 5 faculty members, maybe another one participates in that interdisciplinary discussion on science and journalism that we were talking about before, and that brings something back to his or her department from that discussion. Again, in spring, you've got your review of your outcomes. The program is great, it's current. This maybe is a large department meeting item, or maybe half of a flex day activity. And again, everything is documented in program review. Final example, a real department, that's us, because let's face it, we talk about what we know. But a hypothetical example, because it's not something we've actually done. So here's a big department, 20 faculty members, 1 degree, and our sequence GE courses. So maybe in spring, let's say we review our outcomes, we decide to revise the language of the program outcomes because, they don't really sound as good as we'd like them to. Then maybe we also decide to conduct a survey of our second semester composition students, really focusing there on that sequence, the composition sequence, about their strengths and weaknesses in writing. So that might take, an hour or two maybe to put together and figure out how to administer. Then in fall, we could devote in the department a discussion of the results. What do we think they mean? Maybe from this we select a focus. We decide, what? They really all feel terrible about their sentences, and they're right, their sentences are kind of awful, so let's focus this semester on improving sentence level writing. And this year, 5 of us are going to try different approaches to improving sentence writing. And in the spring of 2020, we'll have report back on that. Which ones worked? Which didn't work? Maybe none of them worked. But we'll have discussed something. Maybe we'll come away with something that we can all adopt that will improve things. Meanwhile, because it's a big department again, maybe one of our faculty does something interdisciplinary, but here, instead of joining in an interdisciplinary panel that is organized by the assessment committee, just teams up with another instructor to create some activity that collaborates, and it helps you collaborate in support of a shared competency. Here it would be critical thinking. So we actually do this a lot. An English teacher and a philosophy teacher and a journalism teacher get together, and they're going to each have a unit on fake news, and they're going to get their students to discuss it in a Canvas website and so on. And then in spring, you hash out the results and share out what you've done, and you document the whole thing in program review. So again, in every department, what you're seeing is a look at your program, taking the temperature of your program or one of the ones where you think it's most needed, some sort of follow-up from that if there needs to be one, and doing something which gets you in touch with another department. So any questions, do send me an email. We're going to talk about this May the 8th, and we're going to vote on it too. So if you can get your questions ready, that will be great. And as I say, I'll be sending out a handout via Peter, so you can read that too in preparation, that summarizes the idea behind this. Thanks a lot, everybody, and I'll see you on May the 8th. Bye-bye.